Okay, wait. I wanted to see these Nicki Minaj tweets. So hold on. I need everything in context. This is one of those situations where I feel like, you know how when women say like, why are you paying attention to black women business or whatever? But only reason it's different this time is because this is like the 18th female rapper that Nicki Minaj has got into it with. Fans speculate. Get the fuck. Boom. Fans speculate. Latto sent subliminal shots at Nicki with big energy tweet. Fans speculate. Big Energy is the... Can you please? Big Energy is the highest selling song of the year and longest charting solo song by a female rapper ever. I don't know if that's true. It sounds like a very bold claim for it to be a lie. If it's facts, that's great. But it looked like down here, it says this tweet has been deleted, so it might have been a lie. Let's listen to Big Energy real quick. Oh my God, is this the Big Dick Energy song? Please no. Big Energy. Oh my, this cannot be the most... This is why. Is the longest charting solo song by a female rapper ever? We gotta let women be valued in more ways than just sexually. Cause that was crazy. I don't believe that. I might not like Nicki Minaj like that as an artist or, you know, as a personality, but it would make way more sense for her to have the #1 everything under female rap everything. Like, I don't really care if the music she's been dropping has been good or not. She's been like dominating in #1 forever. I would expect her to have all of those awards. If this is a fact, the fact that it's not believable speaks to Nicki's longevity. So I gotta give her that. I have no problem being moved out of the rap category as long as we are being treated fairly. Anyone who says different is simply a Nicki Minaj hater or a troll. I'd actually love to see a more street record win, male or female. I'm just saying right is right. That if Super Freaky Girl has to be removed out of the rap category, then so should Big Energy. Is that what she's saying? That's the gist of this tweet, which is fine, which is fair. Let's listen to Super Freaky Girl. Holy fuck, bro. They both use terrible, like, these are great songs and they both fucked it up. I agree. Super Freaky Girl, if Super Freaky Girl isn't allowed to be in the rap category, then Big Energy shouldn't be in the rap category. Rapist husband aside, she's speaking facts. Nicki, like, it is what it is. A source cited that Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl was a pull from Grammy consideration for any rap categories, and instead was being considered for best pop solo performance, where it would have easily lost. She also projected her frustration onto Latto, or who she believes doesn't deserve any rap nominations for her track Big Energy, which is fair. Like, why is that controversial?
Let's say that Super Freaky Girl is a pop song. What is Big Energy? If Super Freaky Girl is a pop song, what genre is Big Energy?
If you move Super Freaky Girl out of rap and put it in pop, do the same thing for Big Energy. Fair. Same producers on both songs. Y'all need to fire this nigga. Kill him. Once Latto caught wind of Nicki's comments, she took to social media to voice her disappointment and being called out for doing absolutely nothing. Damn, I can't win for losing. All these awards nominations, I can't even celebrate. I liked what Drake did when he took his Grammy. I don't remember what year it was. Was it 2020? I liked what he did, but I also understood people saying that, you know, the Grammys is a big thing for a bunch of artists who've never gotten to that level before. Like, of course it does, 2019. Of course it doesn't mean anything to the biggest artists in the world. But sometimes when you see these moments for smaller acts, it's like, okay, how many Grammys has Nicki Minaj won? Let's just look. How many Grammys has she got? This is just a couple. This is just a simple Google. Best rap album for 2015 or 2016. Melodic rap performance. 20. I don't even know. I don't need to know what. Wait, what do you mean 0? Oh, these are only nominations. She never won. Oh, no wonder you mad. I thought she won one. No. All right, my bad. I didn't even mean to do all that. Damn, I can't even make the comparison I was about to make no more. That's kind of crazy that she's never won one. I'm gonna have to tell these niggas what I know. I got sidetracked because I thought, or I assumed, that Nicki Minaj had won a Grammy. She didn't. It would later be revealed by Minaj that Latto had communicated with her offline in an attempt to understand where she was coming from. Minaj was not having that, though, and would go on to air out their conversation, which escalated the feud even further. Shaky warrior. After Latto attempted to try and de-escalate the situation over private message, Minaj took to Twitter to call the Atlanta rapper, who is half white, an entitled Karen. It says that she decided to be silent rather than speak up for the black woman she called her biggest inspiration. Does it sound like projection that Nicki Minaj is kind of going up against Latto Does it sound like projection? Sure. But is it still fair?
She's been like this since she didn't get #1 because of Astro World.
I know. Here's the problem. When the boy cries wolf and then there's finally a wolf, no one believes him. This is exactly what that is. When we talked about those other instances of Nicki Minaj kind of having these temper tantrums, it just sounded like a boy crying wolf. Nothing. We don't really see nothing. You tripping, gang. You tripping. Nobody cares. But this is a legitimate discrepancy right here. Why is she being put in the pop category? Why is she drug out of that conversation and Latto isn't? That doesn't make sense. I agree with you. However, because of where we left off, I don't think you need to stir my name song up to prove your point. I'm not gonna lie with you. This is damage. Should she have released the DM? No. L leak. What do you mean you agree with me? I'm not saying Latto should ask to be moved. You can't say you agree in private and then in public, but eventually that's how the cycle continue. You know, Latto may get to the same position that Nicki Minaj is one day. I highly doubt it, but she may. Why she gotta be outraged for her? This is the same shit that niggas say when niggas see their favorite rapper, their favorite male rapper, dead and broke on the street, and niggas take video of him and they're like, oh, look at this bum ass nigga right here. Ha 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 ha. Let's laugh at him. And then let's promote the other new and up and coming rapper. Now he rich, now he famous or whatever the fuck it is. And then the cycle end up continuing because niggas don't take care of the people that are staples in hip hop. And I actually didn't dive too deep into this point while I was streaming, but I do actually think there is a valid comparison between that conversation that DJ Academics and LL Cool J had. He essentially got on his stream and made fun of dusty rappers for their circumstances. And then I saw somewhere an article or some type of post from I believe it was a journalist who basically implied that rappers would need to unionize themselves in a way for the older generation to be protected from certain injustices and certain financial straits, while the new and up and coming rappers are benefiting from the road paid for them by the older generation. And Nicki Minaj is at that level where she could be considered one of the pioneers of female hip hop. Even though I don't really like that term, I believe she's opened plenty of doors, and I'm not talking about the quality of her music. I've never been a Nicki Minaj fan. However, even though I believe the possibility of unionizing in a way that protects the older generation from certain demises is highly unlikely, given how many artists in hip hop love to individualize themselves, which is fine. I don't expect you to care about some guy who is 80 now, who's never met you or said anything substantial to you in your life. The possibility for them receiving some type of support is much higher than anyone wanting to support Nicki Minaj, because unfortunately she isn't likable. And I've said this 1,000 times on this channel, artists have to pay attention to their marketability, because when certain things happen, that can determine whether or not people want to support you. Not enough just to make music anymore and call yourself the queen because you did it first. Royalty has to be kind to its subjects, or else said subjects will overthrow that tyranny. Now, I'm not saying Nicki Minaj has done anything to you personally, she's oppressed you or anything like that, but what's the incentive for you to support her? What's the incentive for you to say, yeah, there is an injustice against this woman? There isn't an incentive to do that when the person who you're supporting in this instance isn't likable. But I do think, as people who claim to be in support of what's right or what's just, should be able to remove your feelings from a situation and objectively identify where there is a problem. And what I saw yesterday was just nasty. Can bad people make a point? Of course. And I think that's what's happening here. I think a bunch of people negatively reacted to a bad quote unquote person making a point. Y'all gotta learn how to separate a point being made from a nigga attacking you. A nigga is not being attacked here. A point is being made, and it doesn't make sense. I don't know why niggas are overlooking the very obvious fact that this person, it could take away the fact that it's Nicki Minaj, is saying, yo, my song has been removed from this category, and now this person who made basically the exact same song is in the same category, and I just gotta look at it? What does her point mean, though, if she will tear down everyone else if they don't do what she says? She didn't tell her to do anything. Nicki Minaj is usually tweaking, and I never find myself on her side. But she didn't tell Latto to do shit. I'm not gonna be on Nicki Minaj's side long. I know it probably gets worse, but at least up until this point, don't hit me with the whole I agree with you in private but not in public shit. And my point here really isn't that Latto should have done anything. I mean, there's nothing really that she could do, but it's insanely patronizing to be told you're right in private and then silence in public. I'd rather you just not agree with me at all, or I'd rather you not tell me that I'm right at all, because that just makes me angrier.
Even Drake spoke up on this when he was like, why am I winning a rap, award for Hotline Bling. And he did the right thing. To me, that's what you're supposed to do as an artist. If you know something is unfair as an artist, speak on that shit.
In comparison, Latto is 23 years old, whereas Drake was probably well into his late 20s, maybe early 30s, when he went against the Grammys, making that decision for him winning Hotline Bling. He was a megastar, didn't need the notoriety or recognition of the Grammys at that point, just off the back of one of his diss records being nominated for a Grammy. I mean, he was at his maximum power level at the time. If he stayed silent when there was an injustice, it wouldn't have made any sense. Latto, on the other hand, isn't nearly as deep in her career as Drake was when he made those comments, and is likely afraid of the potential backlash and blackballing that she may receive and lack of support, given that she already doesn't get along with the person that she'd be speaking up for, you, bringing her career to a potential screeching halt before it even really gets started. Is that the moral thing to do? Maybe not, but is it reasonable for her to have that fear? Of course. And this is where Nicki Minaj starts to become unreasonable. Again, it's the same answer I gave you when you asked why I didn't congratulate you. You're literally older than my mom trying to be a bully. Sure, Nicki Minaj, this is not a good look. You should not be exposing the private messages that you've got. She's much younger. You're much older. You could chill. Like, you can address this in a much more mature way. She knows that her fan base is gonna go crazy. It's not just Nicki Minaj. You're never just in a back and forth with Nicki Minaj, okay? Just like Kanye. You're never just in a back and forth with Kanye. That's why when this nigga was weaponizing his audience against the Kardashian family and against fucking Pete Davidson, and niggas think, oh, he's just calling him Skeet. That's it. Like, niggas, y'all are weird. And it's the same thing with Nicki Minaj. You gotta hang back. You gotta chill and realize that your audience is a group of no-life fucking losers who abide by every fucking thing that you say, and they're gonna attack and spam all this shit to this innocent person who hasn't technically done anything wrong. This rhetoric from Nicki falls in line with the history of issues she's had with the younger generation of artists. Yeah, Nicki is literally just the boy who cried wolf. There's a bunch of instances that people got of her from what it seems to be like coming at people and starting issues for no reason. When you got a legitimate issue, niggas still gonna be on your head. Now we not even talking about the original issue. We're not even talking about that no more. We talking about the way you handled it. It's always the way you deal with shit. Nicki and Latto continued to trade shots live on the timeline, which included Nicki sharing private messages she received from the younger rapper a year ago, asking to work together, and other reference tracks. Honestly, Nicki Minaj, that's kind of crazy, because like, when you're not in a feud, when you're not in a beef with somebody, obviously it's going to be respect. Obviously it's going to be love there. So using that as a way to try to make it seem like somebody switched up, it's just kind of lame and weird. Like, I don't know why people do that. Obviously, if we're on good terms, our messages are going to look good to each other, or you're going to have good energy for me. Obviously. Why are you putting it out there like, oh shit?
Delusional to say that other girls are flourishing. I'm the one acting crazy.
Nicki Minaj talking about stupid and uninformed after she talked about her friends or her cousin's friends' balls and her not wanting to get a vaccine because she was worried about her balls getting too big. Like, her talking about misinformation is kind of crazy, gang. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, bro. For this to be your protege, you should never talk to your youngins like this. You should never talk to your youngins like this. Like, if anything, I would expect the energy to be in the opposite direction because she's much younger. But like, it's literally, you can hear her treading lightly. You can hear her walking on eggshells in the conversation, bro. Like, calm the fuck down, bro. You talking to a youngin'. This is somebody that's just supposed to be, you know, they got a lot of respect for you and y'all having a disagreement. It's okay. But I get why she's upset. Don't get me wrong. I get why she's upset. And her anger is warranted if it were directed toward the Grammys. If it were directed toward the Grammys, I'd totally be on her side. I don't like what Latto did about the I agree with you in private. I don't like that. But this is just kind of crazy. And that's always what it's been. You can have a point, but how you go about making said point is what gets people on your side or gets them against you. And you definitely not going to have nobody on your side. You can't argue with nobody if you married to a rapist, bro.